Have you ever wondered what it's like to study live music production and design at Berklee NYC? Let me show you. From mixing live sound and building MIDI rigs to creating visuals in TouchDesigner and Resolume, sometimes all in 1 week, it's intense. Hey everyone, this is Faith, and I just graduated from the Live Music Production and Design Master's Program at Berklee NYC. And in this video, I'm giving you a behind-the-scenes look into what a potential week in my spring semester looked like, from the classes, the projects, to the pressure. And just a heads up, this is specific to my program. Every program at Berklee NYC is different, so this won't reflect the workload or experience of other programs. But if you're curious about the elements of production, music, or creative direction, you're in the right place, so let's get into it. In the spring semester, I took a total of 7 classes, including weekly thesis advising. So every Sunday, I had 3 assignments due for image and production design. First up was the image of the week assignment. We get a 1-word prompt, like monochromatic or reflection, and then we have to go and capture a photo that interpret it in a creative way. So here are a few of the images I submitted. The second assignment was a quiz based on our weekly reading, which was pretty simple, but definitely one of those things that added up if you didn't keep up. And finally, we had a projection mapping assignment. We designed custom visuals to be mapped onto a physical stack of white boxes, basically turning it into a dynamic animated canvas. Here's the animation I created for that week.
Candlelight in the dark, weight of a broken heart, knees falling on the floor, and I could hear you pray, and listen, I won't forget the way that...
Wednesday was the heaviest day of the week. I usually had 5 assignments due back-to-back for different classes. First, advanced content creation. In that class, we designed potential concert visuals using different prompts and media, and here's a clip of me presenting my visuals to the class. Then advanced sound, and I'll let Past Faith take you behind the scenes on that one.
I'm here at the power station because I have to see if the Black Box Theater is open so that I can use a sound console for advanced live sound homework. This week we're going over implementing node-based processing and creating macros on the board. So I pretty much finished everything. I just need to make sure that everything's accurate, just review and make sure it's good to go, and then I'll submit it right after. So just need to double check everything. So I'm gonna stop by there first and then head over to our other building.
Third was interactive experience design, where we're learning TouchDesigner, a node-based software used to create real-time interactive visuals. It was powerful, but there's a super steep learning curve. I personally didn't find it the most intuitive interface, but I was blown away by what we could build once we got the hang of it. Then came a time quiz for advanced live sound based on the past week's lecture, and finally, sound design. That week, we had to create a sonic composition inspired by a photo prompt, and what was my interpretation? I'm going to super simplify it because I don't want to take too much time talking about it, but to me, it looked like a woman who had received terrible news was reflecting and sitting in her emotions. And so I created a soundscape and narrative to match that moment, and then I presented it to the class. On Thursdays, we had music business class, and this class went over the business side of production, festivals, concerts, touring, and venues. And there weren't weekly assignments like in other classes, just readings, a midterm, and one massive ongoing final project where we had to plan and execute a live show at a real New York City venue. This included booking talent, securing the venue, handling budgets, tech, logistics, and promotion. Fridays were for stage design. For that week's assignment, we had to choose a city and a year from the list, and we had to build a physical box sculpture that artistically represented that time and place. I chose Paris 1951, and when we arrived to class, we turned the whole room into a full-blown exhibition of our work. Outside of class, we were also working on our thesis called Culminating Experience, or CE for short. It's the capstone of the program and also serves as your portfolio piece when applying for jobs. I had weekly one-on-one advising sessions I had to attend, but we also had ongoing responsibilities for around 5 production projects all throughout the school year. And in the last stretch of the spring semester, I was assigned the role of producer, which meant I was in every room. Visuals, audio, talent, creative, management. I had to oversee all teams, make decisions quickly, and make sure everything moved towards the final show. Even during the week, I'd have at least 1 or 2 meetings just for that production, plus a lot of independent work time. And that's a basic breakdown of just 1 week. For me, Berklee wasn't just about learning the tools, it was about learning to lead, adapt, and create under pressure with excellence, with tight deadlines, minimal sleep, and in constant collaboration with others, and doing it all with integrity. It trained me to think like a creative director, a producer, and a technician, and sometimes all at once. If this gave you a better idea of what Berklee NYC is really like and you found it helpful, please drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you have any questions about the program or grad school life, feel free to ask. I'm planning to share more soon and not just about school, so if you're down for the journey, hit subscribe. And finally, I just want to take a moment and say thank you all for watching. It means the world to me, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.